Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Humble obeisance at the sacred lotus feet of our beloved Satguru, the living incarnation of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyanandam. We welcome each and every one of you here, gathered from all over the world through the various social media platforms and televisions, waiting for today's live Nithyananda Satsang from our beloved Bhagavan, the living incarnation of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. As we prepare ourselves for today's darshan and satsang, the topic for today is Venkateshwara, the manifestation of wealth, the energy, the manifestation of wealth, of all resources in our lives. Something that each one of us always wants, always feels we've never had not enough, and always we feel we need more of it. And if we had more of it, if we could manifest more of it, life would be better. That is our relationship with wealth, where we feel an inadequacy somewhere all the time and keep wondering continuously how to manifest more and more wealth, more and more resources. So it is somewhere there in each of our lives, lurking, independent of how much each one of us have. So it is a topic very near to us and a topic for which a solution is most welcome throughout the world, whoever we may be, wherever we are from, whichever walk of life. And today we are very fortunate. We are going to receive the insights directly out of His ultimate compassion for humanity. Today, the truths that are going to be revealed by Paramashiva directly are the truths on the manifestation of wealth in our lives, how to manifest the Venkateshwara energy in our life. And today, we are on the 11th day of the Paramashivoham Level 2 program, which is happening in multiple batches pertaining to multiple time zones in the world. And the participants of the program are undergoing a complete transformation and a complete shedding of their current identity and jumping to a completely higher and different frequency of existence itself. And in the intense process of having their superconscious breakthrough. Today's topic is Venkateshwara, the connection with Bhagavan in this physical plane. As soon as he assumed the human form, the connection with the Venkateshwara energy is a very sweet and delightful connection. When Bhagavan's biological mother was on a pilgrimage to Tirupati, Devasthanam, as we all know, the abode of Lord Venkateshwara in Andhra Pradesh in South India. She was on a pilgrimage with the family, and it was then that she discovered that she was actually carrying a child. She had just finished the Anga Pradakshana, which is the circumambulation of the shrine in Tirupati with rolling your body on the ground. That is the traditional, one of the traditions of Hindu Dharma, where you do the Anga Pradakshana around your chosen deity. And after she finished that, she was feeling a little, a little bit of nausea, and it was confirmed that she was carrying a child. And that child is her second child, none other than the Avatar himself. So the news broke in Tirupati. And the first food that was offered to his biological mother was the Tirupati Devasthanam, Lord Venkateshwara's prasad, which is the all-famous, world-famous, the sweet laddu. So beautifully Bhagavan shares in a satsang The first food I was offered in the human plane is Lord Venkateshwara's prasad. Let us now watch a short presentation on Bhagwan's connection with Lord Venkateshwara and how Bhagwan as Paramashiva manifests the Venkateshwara dimension aspect of manifesting wealth for every single human being in all his ultimate compassion, and how he installs the Venkateshwara energy of manifestation of wealth inside us. Before that, a gentle reminder to each of you to share this live feed that you're watching with as many people as possible, because as we all know, this satsang could be the turning point of millions of people in the world today. And there are millions out there who are not part of the satsang that's going to happen just now, live satsang with Bhagwan. Let us earn the spiritual credit, the punya of connecting those millions of people to the live satsang of Bhagwan we're about to see on this very crucial topic of manifestation of wealth. For the outer world, we all do need wealth, but not in the way we know it currently, and not with so much of stress and strain and load and hardship. We need to be able to manifest it royally as the energy of Venkateshwara, and installing that in us and giving us the powerful cognitions related to the wealth is what we're going to have today as a gift from Bhagwan through the live satsang, which is going to happen today. So please take a few minutes off now and share this live feed that you're watching, and ensure all the people who are near and dear to you and the people who are not known to you but who you can connect to through the social media platforms, you connect them to the live feed now. Take just 1 minute off. Yes, and please continue to share as you watch the further segments in this pre-satsang session, and continue to connect as many people as possible. Let us now watch a short presentation on Bhagwan's connection to Lord Venkateshwara, as we just discussed, and how he manifests wealth, how he has been manifesting it from day one. And we're going to hear a wonderful sharing from an early years devotee during the formative years of the mission. Just after Bhagwan had declared his mission to humanity in the year 2001, we're going to hear of a sharing from a devotee from the year 2001, how wealth manifested in his life after the association of Bhagwan, after a blessing from Bhagwan, and how till date he is so happy, he's so economically prosperous, and he says it with so much of innocence, gratitude, and simplicity and honesty. So let us watch this short presentation.
Manifest wealth. This too is only the goal of this 2 days program.
गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद केशवा नित्य नारायण गोविंद माधवा नित्य नारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा हरे नित्या नित्यानन्ता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा 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 हरे नित्या नित्यानन्ता हरे नित्या हरे 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 नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द माधवा नित्यनारायण गोविन्द केशवा
I can tell you a small story. First time, how I was introduced to money and started interacting with money. I still remember my 3rd birthday. My father has given me a Ganesha who actually ate food. If you have read my biography, you would have read the incident. If you are interested, you can go to YouTube where I have narrated the whole story. I was given that Ganesha as a gift and I was so curious and busy with playing with the deity. And then in Indian village we have a habit, all the family elders will give coins on the birthday as a gift to the kids. So I was sitting and playing with my Ganesha and all the family elders came. I am supposed to bow down to them. It's a tradition. So I touch their feet and they will give money. A lot of money got collected. Must be some 70-80 rupees. In those days it's a big money, and for a kid it's a too big money. And it was too much of coins and notes, so my father helped me to pack the whole thing in a hand key. So I looked at him and asked, what should I do with this? He said, you can buy whatever you want. I said, I don't need anything, I only wanted this Ganesha, you already gave it to me. I don't need anything. He said, then you can give it to anybody you want. So I just called all my cousins, brothers, everyone was playing. I grew up in a large joint family. 27 of us grew up together. So it's almost like a one school, small school. So all of them are playing. I called in my loud voice, "Hey, anybody wants come and take this money? I don't want it." So 4 or 5 kids were running, and my elder brother ran fast and took the whole thing, whole hand key. My father told me to tell my elder brother to share everyone, to share with all. I said, I have decided I don't want. And I said, whoever wants, take it. So he took it. How can I interfere in this after that? It's up to him. I will not even interfere, giving any further instruction to how they should share or who should share and all that. I said, I don't want. That's my first relationship with money. I still see very clearly that's the same relationship. Still I don't touch money. I don't handle. Never felt the need. Anyhow, I am not saying this should be your pattern or this should be your... I am just giving you an example of how I started relating with. So now dig out how you started relating with money. That was actually my completion with money. I touched first time money only to give dana. Still I am doing the same thing. Still I touch money only to give dana.
சொல்லுங்க. சாமிஜி வந்துங்க, நானும் மகேந்திர சாமி 2 பேரும் ஃப்ரெண்டு. அவர் இல்லாம நான் இல்லை, நான் இல்லாம அவர் இல்லை. என் பேர் வந்துங்க சூப்பர் ராஜுங்கிற சூப்பர் என் பேருங்க. என்னோடது வந்து அம்பிகா சைசிங்க ஓனருங்க. 2வது வந்து சாமிஜி வந்து ரூம்ல ஒரு சாமி வந்து இருக்கிறாருன்னு என்னை கூப்பிட்டாருங்க. நான் வந்து சாமிஜி பார்க்கறதுக்கு அங்கே ரூமுக்கு போனேன். சாமிஜி வந்து நல்லா எங்களுக்கு வந்து சொல்லி நல்லா இருங்க, வீட்டுக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் வந்து பூஜை பண்ண வேணும், வாங்க சாமி அப்படின்னு வர்றேங்க. சாமி வீட்டில் மகேந்திர சாமி வீட்டில் ஒரு பூஜை இருக்குது, அந்த பூஜையை முடிச்சுட்டு நான் வீட்டுக்கு வர்றேன், உங்கள் வீட்லேயே வந்து பூஜை போடுறேன் அப்படின்னாருங்க. பூஜை போடுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் என்ன சொல்லணும்னா, எனக்கு வந்து கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது, அந்த கஷ்டத்தை நீங்கள் வந்து வெளிப்படுத்தணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன்.
என்ன கஷ்டம்?
பீஸில் விற்கலிங்க, கடன் இருந்தேன், பொருளாதார கஷ்டம். அவர் மேலே எல்லாம் பண்ணாருங்களா, பண்ணாட்டி அவர் வந்து தேங்காய் வாங்கிட்டு சொன்னார், எலுமிச்சம்பழம் வாங்கிட்டு சொன்னார், எல்லாம் பண்ணார். பண்ணிவிட்டு அதுலேருந்து நம்மளுக்கு வந்து கறி நல்லா ஓடுதுங்க, பீஸ் விற்கிறோம். 2வது வந்து பணப்பிரச்சனை அன்னையிலிருந்து இல்லை, இது வரல இல்லை. அவன் சாமிஜி நான் அடிக்கடி போய் பார்க்க, சாமிஜி என்னை வந்து என்னைக்கும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுருப்பாங்க. 2வது வந்து சாமிஜி நாங்கள்லாம் வந்து சபரிமலை போவோம், போயிட்டு வந்துட்டு சாமிஜி ரூமில் போய் நாங்கள் இருப்போன்னே சாமிஜி நல்லா அறிகுறியெல்லாம் சொல்லுவார். சாமின்னா எங்களுக்கு வந்து கடவுளே அவராக தான் இருந்தார், புரியுதுங்களா? நாங்கள் வந்து என்றைக்குமே வந்து இன்னைக்கு வரையணும், ஆனால் சாமிஜி நாங்கள் வந்து நினைக்காம இருக்கணும்னா சாமிஜி டிவியில் ஓடிட்டு இருக்குங்க. அந்த டிவியில் நான் வந்து அது முழுசும் பார்ப்பேன். அவர் சேலம் மீன் இது போட்டிருந்தாலும் கூப்பிடுவாருங்க, அங்கே போவோம், சேலம் போவோம். ஆனால் நல்லா ஆரோக்கியமாக எங்களை எல்லாம் வச்சுருந்தாருங்க. எதாக இருந்தாலும் சூப்பராக என்ன வேணும் உனக்கு அப்படிங்கிறாருங்க. எனக்கு வந்து இந்த வந்து பீஸ் எல்லாம் விற்க மாட்டேங்க, அந்த பீஸ் எல்லாம் எனக்கு விற்கிற மாதிரி பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னா அன்னையிலிருந்து இன்னை வரையிலும் நம்மளுக்கு அந்த குறையே கிடையாது, நல்லா தெளிவாக இருந்தாங்க. ஆமாங்க. அப்புறம் என்னோடது வந்து அப்போல்லாம் கார்லாம் இல்லைங்க, ஒரு வண்டி ஒன்று டிவிஸ் ஒன்று வச்சுருந்தேன். அவரே சொல்லுவார், நான் இப்போ வந்து டிவிஸில் வர சூப்பரு, அடுத்தாப்புல நீங்கள் கார் வாங்குவீங்க பாரு அப்படின்னாரு. என்ன சாமி நான் அவ்வளோ கஷ்டம் இருக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னேன். ஆனால் இன்னைக்கு வந்து கார் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு 3 கார் இருக்குதுங்க. ஆமாம், 3 கார் இருக்குதுங்க. நானும் காடு நல்லா ஏரியா வந்து இங்கே வந்து ஒரு 4 ஏக்கரை காடு வாங்கிட்டுங்க. அவர் வந்து காடு வச்சதுக்கு நான் 4 ஏக்கருக்கு மேலே காடு வாங்கி நல்லா தொழில் பண்ணுங்க. 2 பையங்க, 2 பையனுக்கு கல்யாணம் பண்ணிவிட்டேன். வசதியாக இருக்குதுங்க நல்லா.
Yes. That was way back in 2001 when Bhagwan was in Tirchangur for a period of 9 months before establishing the first temple in Avatipalayam, in Tirchangur itself. How beautifully and how honestly and how innocently we just heard Raji Ayya sharing. He is locally called Super in Tirchangur. Everyone knows him only by his nickname Super. And as soon as Bhagwan went to his home and did the Lakshmi Puja, he says, it was just no looking back for me. My life has been filled with wealth, and till date, like you just heard him say, he says, I had 3 cars and I bought 4.5 acres of land as soon as Swamiji blessed me, and both my sons are happily married, and I'm so well to do now. It is so rare to even hear people talk about their economic status with such a fulfillment and such honesty, without hearing any feeling of wanting or shortcoming in them. That is the whole beauty of Raji Ayya, Super Ayya sharing. And till date, even when we go and meet them in Tirchangur, they are so grateful to Bhagwan for that one puja that Bhagwan himself came and did in their house. And in those days, Bhagwan was just by himself with no money or no means, and person by person, he established contact with, he added to their life, he gave them life itself, either through physical healing or mental healing or spiritual upliftment, or as we just saw, economic upliftment. In so many dimensions, he worked hard and contributed to each and every individual who came around his breathing space. And it was like that the Tirchangur, that the day started in Tirchangur. And from Tirchangur, where Swamiji established the first temple, the whole empire of Sri Kailasa started getting built. Raji Ayya, Super Ayya, who you just heard, is one such being whose life Swamiji has been touched. And you can see the phenomenal difference Bhagwan has made in his life, which he's sharing so beautifully, openly and innocently, with no inhibitions, with just gratitude. Like this, Bhagwan has built person by person, and he has built the empire brick by brick. We're now going to see how Bhagwan relationship with wealth, we just heard when he was a small child, and from that, how it has gone on to initiating the whole of humanity with powerful cognitions towards wealth, how to have the right cognition and attitude towards wealth, and how to manifest abundant wealth in our life, and how to do it without being attached to the wealth. How to also understand that wealth is not the purpose of our life, it is just a utility. The purpose of our life is conscious growth, superconscious breakthrough, whereas wealth is just a utility. Let us manifest as much as we want, and with the right cognitions and the powerful initiations from Bhagwan himself. Let us hear more about wealth and Bhagwan. I invite Manitya Sadashiva Priyananda to give us deeper insights. Nithyanandamma.
Nithyanandamma, and thank you to all the viewers for giving me this opportunity to be able to share the details, the beautiful stories from the life of His Divine Holiness Swamiji. As we just heard in the video, the first instance where Swamiji had interacted with wealth itself was a story, was a relation with utmost completion. He actually had revealed this incident in the webinar Secrets of Attracting Wealth in 2016. We all had before known the story of Ganesha, how Swamiji was just playing with that Ganesha, the small Ganesha deity, which he was gifted when he was 3 years old. And this Ganesha deity was the very deity that manifested the embodiment of Ganesha himself, the god Ganesha himself, and the deity itself had eaten the Naivedyam which His Divine Holiness offered. At such a small age, it was the devotion for Ganesha, the practice of puja and sincerity, tapas, that was what was important for His Divine Holiness. It was never wealth or any kind of materialistic gains. His Divine Holiness has clarified also that it is not wrong to have a desire for materialistic gains. He even clarified in that webinar, saying that just because I have the desire, I didn't have the desire for wealth, does not mean that you all also should have that desire. He says that the baseline of having complete completion with wealth, with never being bothered about it, never being burdened about this idea of wealth, that is the foundation of our relationship with wealth. He describes that the very beginning, when he had this beautiful relationship with wealth, and he was never bothered by attaining wealth and collecting wealth, and he was also never bothered when he gave up that wealth as also. That same cognition, that same relationship with wealth is how he deals with wealth now also. Immensely today, that is how this completion with wealth has manifested for so much of abundance with Sri Kailasa, manifesting Sri Kailasa for all of us sannyasis, for the whole 2 billion Hindus all over the world. That same abundance and that same completion, which he exemplified as such a young avatar, now manifests and now is felt by 2 billion Hindus all over the world. It is teaching us the importance of completion with wealth. The Paramashivam participants and all of the viewers who are watching today must also internalize the importance of completion with wealth, making us realize, making us do the analysis of our own lives. What is that first relationship? What is that first incident with wealth that you might have? For all of us, it might be a very painful incident which has happened in our lives, where we remember the burden of wealth, a burden being associated with wealth. Whether we have grown up in a maybe a less privileged household, or whether we have grown up in a very wealthy household, for most of us, wealth is an idea of burden and heaviness inside of us. What makes the avatar an embodiment of Paramashiva himself? What makes him who he is in his entirety, as the embodiment of superconsciousness, is the fact that from the very beginning, he was able to consciously choose and consciously relate with wealth in a way that never it bothers him, never it burdens him, and he's able to exemplify to all of us how we should also live, and we should also practice wealth completion, have that completion with wealth. Not only has His Divine Holiness exemplified this in his own life, in our Shastra, in the Hindu scriptures, the Agamas, Vedas, Upanishad, all of these sacred books which we hold so dearly to us in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, also are telling the very same teaching, the very same teachings on wealth. How His Divine Holiness has exemplified is exactly what is written in the Shastras, in the Shastra Pramana. And in order to go into the Shastra Pramana, analyze how our Hindu scriptures have initially told and dictated to the world how we should be relating with wealth and how to manifest more and more abundance and bliss in our lives, I ask Majaya to go into the Shastra Pramana for wealth completion and the manifestation of abundance of wealth. Thank you, Ma. One thing before I enter into the Shastra Pramana itself, I must say and offer all our gratitude to Swamiji, who is not just teaching us these sciences, but he himself is mapping it back to the Shastras.
Anitya Jayananda, I think there is a slight audio issue in your end, Ma.
There is so many of the scriptures.
Yes, you're not too audible.
Thank you so much. And before I have the privilege of leading you all, presenting to you the sacred Shastra Pramanas, which teach us about the powerful cognitions about wealth, I must mention and offer all my gratitude to Swamiji, Bhagavan himself, who is not only teaching us the sciences, but mapping it back to the Shastras, showing it to us from where these sciences have been revealed in our Agamas, in our Upanishads. Today, unfortunately, so many of our scriptures have been destroyed and lost, and Swamiji himself is doing even the job of mapping back the scriptures, the pramanas, and teaching it to us with it. So, from one of the satsang where Swamiji himself reveals to us about the Ishavasya Upanishad, the very first verse, I would like to chant the verse first, and then translate and explain to you. Om Ishavashyamidagum sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita mahritakasya svidhanam. This is such a beautiful verse. Swamiji says within just 2 lines, the rishis, the munis have already given us the whole essence of enlightenment. The first line, I will read out the translation first, which says, by the consciousness, all this is filled, whatever moving thing there is in the ever-moving world. With this renounced, you may enjoy, covet not the wealth of anyone at all. In the first line, like Bhaktika Swami was saying, the first thing that they set is the context. The context and the purpose of life is not wealth by itself. The rishis and munis set the context for our life that everything, all pervading, is consciousness. And then they give us the ultimate truth, the change which is established in change. Everything that we are witnessing, when we understand that it is change, it is going to change, and that change is established in change. When we internalize this and cognize this, that fear that we have about our lives, that insecurity about our lives, will just melt down when we realize everything is consciousness, everything is happening from a higher intelligence, everything is auspicious. This is going to change, and even that change is established in change. Swamiji very beautifully says, and like Masadashra also was saying, it is not wrong to have the desire, to have the greed for wealth. But Swamiji says, just do not have the fear. All we have to complete with is with that fear. So this first line gives us that cognition, sets the context right for all of us. And Swamiji says, from this context, from this context, when you renounce, you may enjoy, covet not the wealth of anyone. You will not feel the need to covet anybody's wealth, to steal anybody's wealth. Wealth not just in terms of money, but anything that is wealth for the other person. And at the same time, Swamiji says this is not a moral. It is not just a moral. Swamiji would never speak about it if it was just a moral. This is a science for our enlightenment. So while you not covet anybody's wealth, you are also experiencing that immense fulfillment and joy. And Swamiji says, with that courage, wealth will follow only one who is courageous. So when you give up your fears, and with that courage, when you're doing that tyaga, automatically you will manifest wealth. At the same time, you will not covet anybody's wealth. So Swamiji has given us so many wonderful, powerful cognitions from the Shastra Pramanas. And what is so beautiful is this, when we see so many people out there experiencing this as a reality for them, when it becomes their Sakshi Pramana, when it becomes their Pratyaksha Pramana, it is so beautiful to see how people, with Swamiji's blessings, after Swamiji's sessions on wealth, they come back and tell us as to how much they have been successful in acquiring wealth, and how this wealth is not binding them anymore, and how whatever we hear in satsang is actually manifested as that experience. So to take us more into some more about the Sakshi Pramana, about the experiences of people, so that we understand that this is not just dry science or just there in the Shastras. Swamiji makes it understandable, available for all of us, and makes it a practical experience in today's world, in today's scenario. So for this, I invite Mahatma Swami to take us through and make us understand the Sakshi Pramana of these truths on wealth.
Thank you, Manitya Jayananda. See, we always have a wrong impression about having wealth means having money. It's actually when Swamiji explains us what is actually wealth in our life. Wealth in terms of relationships, wealth in terms of having abundance in life. The very concept of wealth, when we understand, and the powerful cognitions when we have regarding the wealth, the very way we operate our life will be completely different. So if we see in multiple satsangs, Swamiji has given powerful cognitions regarding what is wealth, how you can have a cognition, a powerful cognition to make wealth. See, when we think wealth is only money, making money, when we have that idea, for example, if you see, we are seeing so many satsangs where Swamiji himself, how he started the mission, where the very mission is, the way he started itself is from the scratch. So at that time, if Swamiji has think, oh, I don't have money, then this huge revelation of our whole life and the whole, the auspiciousness, we will not be able to see. Always the way His Divine Holiness operated is the whole wealth, the whole aspect of the auspiciousness, abundance, when Swamiji has realized it, when he knows about it, unfolding it to the whole humanity is been very easily. It is Swamiji, the way he lived and showed, that makes a clear, a clarity within us, the component of wealth in our life. So when we think the wealth, when we have a wealthy or healthy relationships, when we have a proper, abundant health, which makes us even think that I am rich, the very point of I am rich is the only consciousness which makes us wealthy. So if you see in the life of Swamiji, the way Swamiji has felt so abundant, and the same abundant feeling which Swamiji has given to each and every Adinavasi, each and every devotee, anybody who comes and approaches Swamiji, they just know that the whole cosmos is there out there to support and to be so wealthy. The moment when we have the cognition of I am wealthy, will have a beautiful life flow where we know everything is possible in our life. The very consciousness of I am wealthy to be our own boss. It is not just, oh, we compare, oh, this person has a greater wealth and I am not up to the person, or the very scale which we operate to be wealthy is a very beautiful way Swamiji has showed to us. As well, we have Ma Nithya Kalyanananda, who is there to give more and more understanding, like how Swamiji has given the very understanding, the very powerful cognitions regarding the wealth consciousness to us. It is not just wealth related to money, it is a wealth consciousness which Swamiji has given us in a very beautiful way. Manitya Kalyanananda.
Thank you, Ma. One of the powerful cognition that Swamiji has shared many times in the satsang is wealth is all about activism. In many satsang, Swamiji has shared that just by having intense activism, we can just manifest wealth. Just by just deciding to be active continuously, you'll just attract wealth and abundance. In whatever that you're doing, in whichever field or whichever activity that you're involving in, it could be anything. It could be anything in your life, which you put your life, your time, energy, and life into it. You'll just simply see you're manifesting wealth, abundance. So, wealth consciousness is all about being highly active and involved in life, and you'll just simply see you attract the consciousness, the abundance and wealth. Same way on the other hand, poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness is nothing but you deciding not to find solution for any problem. You deciding a complete no to life. Means poverty means it's about boredom and tiredness. So in your life, whoever that continuously having a yes to life, or having a positive, always say positive to life. So those people, how much of problem, how much of obstacles that comes in the way, they'll simply find solution for it. But whoever that always see, even though you're giving them so much of solutions, they'll only find problem in it. So poverty consciousness is nothing but you clearly know the problem, but you're deciding not to find a solution. So it's like a death. So killing the death is what the abundance. Only by killing the death, the deep boredom and tiredness, you will attract wealth, you will attract abundance. If you see Swamiji's life itself, from the day he started the Sangha, for the last 20 years, every single day he'll be coming in the morning satsang and he'll be continuously speaking the same thing. Maybe 1,000 times he would have spoken about the completion, he was spoken about the unclutching, but every single day it'll be full of enthusiasm. It's like when you listen to it, you'll feel like you're listening for the very first time. It's like it'll be full of life. You can see so much of life, and every single day you'll be see different things adding to it. It's not like the same thing, but it always will be added. And that is what, not getting tired, and even though for the last 20 years we'll be speaking the same thing, but so much of activism will be there. And not only that, when it comes to giving darshan, the same way, maybe there will be like 10,000 people will be waiting for the darshan. Sometimes it will go for hours, but the initiation, that the energy, that life in which he give for the first person, the same thing will be there continuously till the last person. There will be no single tiredness. There will be no single boredom. Will be fully alive. So that's what wealth is. Just having such a high enthusiasm and activism, you just simply see that wealth and abundance is just a side effect. Like you'll attract so many good things. Like you'll just see things showers in your life. So, like how I said, like the truth, the powerful cognition, which I shared earlier, is just wealth is all about high activism. Like in my personal life, when I was 2 years back, when I was first went to Malaysia Sangha, I was all alone there, and this many times the whole Sangha is all about self-sustaining, because it's all about people donating, and that's how the Dharma Chakra, the cycle of the Sangha runs. And at that time, there'll be many times I personally have experienced this. I'll be going on having so much of activism. I applied this powerful cognition in my life, which I'm shared in the satsang. It'll be full of high activism, and at at the end of the day, many times I've seen in the donation box, like there'll be no visitors at that particular day, but it'll be full. And I don't know from where that money has manifested. And many times there'll be literally like it's not a miracle or something, but it just happened. The wealth just get attracted just because of the high activism. So that's what I wanted to share. So if wealth is not about only high activism, but when you have high activism in your life, it's not only you'll attract wealth, but you'll have a deep fulfillment inside.
Absolutely, Nithyananda. Thank you for that. Thank you for those deeper insights from Bhagwan's words as well as your own experience of it. The truths of Hinduism, the greatness of the truths is, when you experiment with it, it works. Any truth in Hinduism directly works and manifests that truth in your life. And therefore, it is a science. Anything that Hinduism teaches is a science and a truth. And it is time-tested and foolproof. And they are all truths directly from Paramashiva and all the great rishis, munis, sages who have lived in the past and who have recorded their experiences in their own life and given it as living principles, eternally living truths and principles for humanity forever and ever. And when Paramashiva himself comes as an incarnation, he breathes life into all those powerful cognitions again and combines it with the powerful spiritual initiations. And the result of it is we have all the truths back in our life for us to experiment, experience, and manifest. And as we all know, we are all continuously on the path of manifesting these truths and experiencing the results of it. Paramashiva, in his deepest compassion and tyaga, sacrifice for humanity, comes and every minute works with us, gives us the powerful cognitions, gives us the initiation to bolt the energy into us and ensures and literally enforces in front of our eyes. We are seeing it happen. Bhagavan is literally, and it is like an enforced enlightenment zone where you start manifesting the truths choicelessly in your life. That is the ultimate tyaga and compassion of Paramashiva, where he assumes the human form. And it is most fortunate that we are all in the human body when this happening of Paramashiva is happening on the planet. And of course, today we are extremely fortunate to be about to hear this breakthrough satsang from Bhagavan on the most needed, most awaited topic of wealth manifestation. It is yet another breakthrough satsang, and you can continue to share this live feed with as many people as possible, because you will be blessed by all those people once they receive today's satsang. As we all know, there is not a person whom we know who would not like to manifest more in their life. Therefore, it is needed by one and all. Therefore, please take a couple of minutes off now and share this live feed with all your near and dear ones. You can go to the Facebook page, Facebook profile HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam, and share the live feed that you're watching now. It is the very tradition of Sanatana Hindu Dharma to enrich lives continuously. The rishis, the great rishis, never kept the truths to themselves. The moment they experienced it, the moment they know it works, the moment they expressed it in their life, their first job was to enrich the lives of people with it. Let us take a couple of minutes off, and as many people connect to this live feed today and receive the initiation and the powerful cognitions about wealth manifestation directly from Bhagavan. It is the greatest favor we can do to humanity, sitting in the comfort of our own house and sofa, and just with a click of the mouse, facilitating this breakthrough for millions of people. Let us do that much right now. And the benefit for us for having connected so many millions of people to today's satsang will be immense in our own life. We are the ones who are going to get the benefit. It is a complete win-win situation. Anything to do with the avatar, with Bhagavan, is a win-win situation. Let us now watch some more words from Bhagavan on this profound truth of wealth manifestation. And after that, we're going to have some delightful sharings from Bhagavan's devotees, from the Sangha, as to how wealth manifested in their life. Let us first watch a clipping of the satsang on wealth.
To attract wealth and manifest wealth. This too is only the goal of this 2 days program. And I commit with you, I'll do it. Whether you are in Bengaluru Adinam, physically in front of me, or all over the world, I'll do it. The first step we need to do, looking back, the gap between your desire and your cognitions. How you started perceiving wealth, money. How you started perceiving. I can tell you a small story. First time, how I was introduced to money and started interacting with money. I still remember my 3rd birthday. My father has given me a Ganesha who actually ate food. If you have read my biography, you would have read the incident. If you are interested, you can go to YouTube, where I have narrated the whole story. I was given that Ganesha as a gift, and I was so curious and busy with playing with the deity. And then in Indian village we have a habit, all the family elders will give coins on the birthday as a gift to the kids. So I was sitting and playing with my Ganesha, and all the family elders came. I am supposed to bow down to them. It's a tradition. So I touch their feet and they will give money. A lot of money got collected. Must be some 70-80 rupees. In those days it's a big money, and for a kid it's a too big money. And it was too much of coins and notes, so my father helped me to pack the whole thing in a hand key. So I looked at him and asked, what should I do with this? He said, you can buy whatever you want. I said, I don't need anything. I only wanted this Ganesha. You already gave it to me. I don't need anything. He said, then you can give it to anybody you want. So I just called all my cousins, brothers, everyone was playing. I grew up in a large joint family. 27 of us grew up together. So it's almost like a one school, small school. So all of them were playing. I called in my loud voice, hey, anybody wants come and take this money? I don't want it. So 4 or 5 kids were running, and my elder brother ran fast and took the whole thing, whole hand key. My father told me to tell my elder brother to share everyone, to share with all. I said, I have decided I don't want. And I said, whoever wants, take it. So he took it. How can I interfere in this after that? It's up to him. I will not even interfere, giving any further instruction to how they should share or who should share and all that. I said I don't want. That's my first relationship with money. I still see very clearly that's the same relationship. Still I don't touch money. I don't handle. Never felt the need. Anyhow, I am not saying this should be your pattern or this should be your... I am just giving you an example how I started relating with. So now dig out how you started relating with money. That was actually my completion with money. I touched first time money only to give dana. Still I am doing the same thing. Still I touch money only to give dana. How you cognized money, wealth, what all your perceptions and beliefs and cognitions about money. Let's dig out. Let's get them out first. The moment you remember money, does it bring tremendous pain, suffering, impossibility, all that in you? What is the emotion or energy it invokes in you? So put your pen to paper and just keep writing whatever comes to your mind. If you feel tortured, irritated, the moment you think of money, whatever you think, money is difficult, money is impossible, money is, unless you cheat you can't get the money, even if you cheat it, somebody will cheat from you. So much goes on inside you about money. Your incompletions with money. Just spend few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions, mental patterns we have, perceptions, beliefs and cognitions we have about money. Listen, the first step we need to do now, cleaning up, completing these mental thought patterns, the incompletion patterns related to wealth, and stopping them from recurring. Please understand. Biggest problem is when you do not recognize something as a pattern, it continues to exist in you and recur. Please understand. Recurring, for example, today you remember, yes, I have a lot of incompletions and patterns. Incompletion means, let me define. Your past sitting in your present not letting you live your future is incompletion. It has no logic. Because you lost love of somebody, you decide never to love again. It has no logic. Tons of negative decisions, cognitions you make about life is incompletion.
Yes. Every word of Bhagavan is an initiation. And we have had several wealth-related workshops with Bhagavan directly. And people have had an entire cognitive shift inside of them to do with wealth, where they've moved from having a wealth as a load on them, hanging heavily, to their whole attitude towards wealth changing, so that wealth itself becomes such a light and beautiful subject, which they feel they can just manifest in their life. And then they see they are loaded with wealth. So wealth moves from being a load to being loaded with wealth. We have today with us one of the devotees of Bhagavan, Dr. Shanti from Bangalore, who is now going to share her experiences about the topic of wealth with Bhagavan, her experience of wealth itself, what transformation it underwent after having Bhagavan in her life. Nithyananda Ma, Dr. Shanti, welcome. Wonderful to have you here this morning. And all of us are eager to hear you share about this most wanted topic of humanity today, as we are poised to receive the breakthrough satsang from Bhagavan on wealth itself today. You're seeing the scroll happening on the Nithyananda TV screen, where the announcement is happening on the live satsang. And once again, we invite all the viewers to share this live feed so that you invite as many thousands and lakhs of people to tune into this channel and wait and receive the live satsang from Bhagavan on wealth, the breakthrough satsang for today. So Dr. Shanti, welcome Ma, and do share with our viewers your experiences with wealth after association of Bhagavan in your life.
Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam Ma.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Swamiji and Sangha, for this amazing opportunity. I accept this opportunity with deep gratitude and joy and bliss to share whatever Swamiji has showered in my life, abundantly continuing to shower from the time I have been associated with him. I am a practicing obstetrician and gynecologist from Bangalore. For the past 30 years, I have been practicing in Bangalore, and I graduated from Government Medical College, Mysore, both undergraduation and post-graduation. Swamiji has filled, showered, manifested abundance in multiple aspects in my life. I have been blessed to be part of many programs, including the 3 months Nithyananda Yogam at Bidadi, Kailasa Yatra, Kumbh Mela, and multiple inner awakenings, including the latest Oneness with the Avatar during first week of March, and also Paramashivam 2, the first batch. He's been continuously fulfilling my being and all aspects of my life. Initially, when I was part of the wealth completion process, when he started and made us find out the root association, the first association we all had with wealth, when we were digging out, I realized that one of the cognitions I had with wealth was, wealth is not good. It makes human beings very egoistic, and it makes us cruel, distances us from people. So we should not have wealth. That was the cognition, the root experience, the root incident with which I had This was the inference I had drawn as a child, because I had seen my mother being turned away from close relatives when she went to, with whom she grew, her mama's family. She was turned away when she went for help. That gave me so much of pain in me. And I thought wealth is very bad. It keeps people away, and including the close bondage, the close relationship itself becomes secondary. So we should not aspire for wealth. That was one thing. And in due course of time, with lot of ups and downs in the family, at the crisis when there was difficulty, I felt it is the money which really puts even the best human beings who are so sincere, honest, deprives them of medical care, deprives them of food. This was the cognition I carried. When I looked in, so much of pain came out. It was not a very joyful reminiscence for me. I realized it was this pain which distanced me from having abundance in any aspect, not just money. Money is one dimension of abundance. Apart from that, we have health, we have relationship, we have joy of enjoying what is with us. For example, puja, which is very dear to my heart. I was not enjoying so much before this completion happened. Now, every flower, the bilva leaf, whether it is incense, everything looks so abundant for me. Even the fragrance when I offer during the puja, that brings so much of fulfillment. For onlookers, it may look so silly, but I will be celebrating. I realized what is abundance.
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm reminded of one of the most recent satsangs of Bhagavan, where he spoke about material resource and conscious resource, and how beautifully he said, which you're actually experiencing in your life, how the resource, every single thing in our life is a resource actually. And when our cognition shifts, then we start seeing the real resources in our life and seeing everything as abundance and experiencing everything as abundance, not just currency alone. And then we see that our life itself is so abundant and so prosperous, whereas we were thinking of it in a completely different way just a little earlier in our life, before the cognition shift happened. So what you're describing now is actually discovering the abundance actually that exists in our life. And when we discover that, it gives us so much of bliss and deeper understanding. Then we get into the virtuous cycle, where we don't feel inadequate all the time, but we feel we're being showered, and therefore we attract more and more showering itself. So we move from really the vicious cycle to the virtuous cycle, where we start accumulating, we start joyfully tuning in to Paramashiva's plan of showering for us, which is always there, but we blocked it somehow or the other with our inadequate and wrong cognitions, like how you shared. When you were a child, how you caught on to this wrong cognition. And till date, you did not know that was the culprit sitting inside you, not allowing you to see the wealth and manifestation of wealth in your life. And once with Bhagavan's, that wealth workshop that you attended, you caught the culprit and threw it out, then the whole world opened up for you. So amazing, Dr. Shanti. Do carry on with your sharing.
This is one aspect I was sharing, that how I feel abundant with day-to-day, living life. It may look very mundane and very simple and small. Nothing out is seen, obviously. But even my pet, sometimes the way she relates with me, when I go on morning, she jumps and then sits with me during initiation, during the PMS2. I was so excited. I was so fulfilled. And when people just the way they say thanks, it is not even expectation. And the way they relate, when I make a call, how many people respond? It makes me feel so rich inside. It's not ego. I'm seeing whether it is ego or it is abundance. It's a feeling of abundance. I feel the home temple which is happening in this place, even during this closed down and not available basic things, we are getting abundant flowers for the deities without fail. The sevas are going on with minimum handful of people who can just come to the center uninterruptedly. And I feel there is no dearth for the need that we have in our life. It is showered just by the thought. Not even, prayer or sitting and doing some practice, nothing. Even the wealth, whenever the need arises, there may not be at the point of time when I started, but within few hours, the wealth manifests, whether it is in terms of the travel arrangements, whether in terms of people who are around me, or the things, the materials that are required in my day-to-day life, be it in cooking, be it in my profession, be it in my relationship with family and friends and the huge family which has gathered around me in my life. It goes on expanding and expanding, and I only feel abundant inside. And the challenges that we are facing day to day during this COVID-19, it's not, which heavies down all others, including many of my friends I'm talking to, but not that I'm insensitive. I don't feel heavy inside. I only feel there is a solution for it, and I'm able to move through easily without much struggle. So the availability of solutions in life at all times is also abundance. This is what I realized as I'm sharing with every one of you. Even recently, during the Paramashivam manifestation, when we were, sitting and contemplating on the Tyaga, what Bhagavan has done. And yesterday, on 14th April, Tamil New Year, Ma Bhaktika Swami was saying how the first Tiruchengood Adinam started and how Bhagavan is sitting. I did not observe the different colors, 3 pieces he was wearing. But when Bhaktika Swami said, my eyes welled up. But the grandeur with which he is sitting, the body language, the love for the people who are, receiving his blessing, and it is so abundant. It is not about the material. It is a feeling inside. He is complete. He is showering the whole universe. But we can also receive that every walk of life, every moment he lived, it is for all of us to enjoy, receive, and apply in our day-to-day life. It is not about the surroundings, and it is not our cognition shifting makes everything happen in different walks of life. As I said, even when I go to cook prasadam in the kitchen, how things manifest and makes me feel abundant. When we offer prasadam, multiple items in the plate, and I go to the home temple and offer, I feel so fulfilled. It may be very small, for whoever it is, but I feel so fulfilled. It is that cognition I feel which has brought so much of abundance in me, in my life. And I am always grateful to Swamiji, my Bhagwan, my Guru, who has done so, he has brought so much of transformation in my life.
Absolutely, Dr. Shanti, that was wonderful. You've just, even through your sharing, I'm sure the viewers have expanded their whole idea about wealth from just currency to seeing the abundance and manifesting abundance in your life in so many multiple dimensions, because that is really the energy of Venkateshwara. And today, as we are poised to receive the breakthrough satsang from Swamiji, post the COVID-19 virus, he's going to give the breakthrough satsang, how to manifest wealth after the situation, global situation that we are going through, which by the grace of Paramashiva will soon end. And what next? We all need to start with it's going to be a fresh lease of life for each one of us in this world. Somehow this COVID-19 with all its catastrophe has brought the whole world together, and now there is a deeper listening out there for higher truths, and it is high time that globally we tune into the truths of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and we're ultimately fortunate that Paramashiva is happening on the planet in the form of Bhagavan now to deliver to us these breakthrough truths now, when especially in the period post COVID-19 virus. So it is all really coming together in its own way, and it's high time that we start tuning into these truths. So while we are waiting for it, we thank you so much, Dr. Shanti, for sharing with us. And we are now moving on to the further sessions in this pre-satsang segment. So a reminder to the viewers to once again share this live feed. You're seeing the scroll in front of you. So please do continue to share so that as many people, because as we know, people are sitting in their own homes, not venturing outside because of the corona situation. So they cannot have a better opportunity in their life to tune in than to tune into Bhagavan's breakthrough satsang that's going to happen now. And that too on this most needed topic of manifestation of abundance and wealth in our life, and that too when we're about to enter into a new lease of life post-corona.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Thank you, Ma. Yes, you're seeing now in front of you the announcement of today's satsang, which is going to happen in just shortly now, in a few minutes. Live satsang with His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So please share this live feed. It is too critical. It is not just a nice to have or a luxury or an option. It is a bare necessity for each one. And now we're going to go further into Bhagavan's contribution, untiring contribution to humanity in this topic and subject of wealth and its associated happenings. Yes, let us watch this short presentation.
Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject for the satsang is wealth, creation and sustenance. I can say life can be equated to two things. One, the ability to achieve what you want in the inner or outer world, or just getting stuck in both the world. These are the only two equations. As on now, at least people who are sitting in front of me, I can say very clearly there is nobody who doesn't want wealth. Everybody wants it. But they do not increase the life in them to the level they want it. Wealth can be equated to the life energy you express. Straight equation. Because as on now, a normal man has wealth as the first priority in the life. So be very clear, if you do not have wealth, don't blame anybody, just you are not expressing life in you. Life energy is not happening in you. You may think, what an incarnation has to do with wealth? Why Swamiji should talk about wealth? I can tell you, wealth itself is not wrong. Your concept about wealth, if it is correct and proper, not only it will not be wrong, it will be right. I wanted to present first few basic concepts about wealth properly. First, when a man decides to create wealth, not steal, understand, create wealth, you will have wealth and the great fulfillment you lived. And your whole energy will be towards the creation, not destroying others. I am seeing very clearly. The fellows who are interested in destroying others, going after people, harassing them, They are completely dull, dead. In their very consciousness they are poor. I tell you, the consciousness attitude which works towards creating wealth makes you non-violent, because your whole energy becomes creative. Creating wealth brings tremendous interest in life and non-violence. First I have to clear all the wrong concepts about wealth. Only then I should talk about wealth. Otherwise you will not be able to grasp why an incarnation, a Paramahamsa should talk about wealth, why a sannyasi should talk about wealth. Only he can talk about wealth because he has gone beyond wealth. He cannot be made wealthy by wealth. Only a man who cannot be made wealthy by wealth has a right to talk all the secrets about wealth. Only those methods of grabbing, stealing, robbing is wrong, sin. Otherwise, creating wealth, if you are contributing something directly to the people, universe, if you are grabbing from others without contributing anything, that is what is sin. So creating wealth is intrinsic part of life. Krishna says very beautifully in Gita, Gahano karmano gatihi. The universe by its nature works. If you have at least the goal of creating wealth, you will be creative. Your energy will be channeled properly. I can give you the clear guidance. The first priority should be in the life for moksha, enlightenment. Till that happens, the second priority can be creating wealth. Understand? Not grabbing or robbing or stealing. Creating wealth. Anything else is a third priority. And I don't want to talk about third priorities. Creating wealth makes you non-violent, because you will be too busy with the people, with the world, with life by creating. First, remove the guilt about wealth from your inner space. Second, understand the expression of life through you is equivalent to the wealth you create, not grab, you create. So the more and more life energy starts expressing through you, more and more you create. Life energy expression and wealth is one and the same. Seekers always justify their poverty as their spiritual quality and innocence. So if you are not wealthy, understand, if you have decided not to create wealth, great. But if you want to create wealth and not wealthy, if you have a greed for the wealth or a desire for wealth and not wealthy, be very clear, you are not a seeker, you are a seeker. Something is seriously wrong in you. Look into it. Wealth itself is not sin. Somebody is having problem because of having, somebody is having problem because of not having. Problem is a problem, wealth is not a problem. Problem is a problem, wealth is not a problem. Person who is having guilt because of having, person who is having guilt because of not having, both are big, I can say very big sickness. I have seen many of these rich men, because they carry a deep guilt imposed on them by society, even though they created their wealth very honestly, in a creative way, because of the guilt imposed by society on them, they live a very miserable life and go on drinking alcohol and trying to have high costly entertainments just to forget this guilt. Many times they come to me for their problems and in need of solution. When I analyze their inner space and life, there is no problem. Then why are they suffering? The only guilt which they are carrying, which is imposed on them by society. I tell them, come on, don't imbibe the guilt given to you by the fellows who are incapable. You do not cheat or grab or be dishonest. That's right. That's enough. But no need to carry a guilt on the wealth, about having wealth.
To the live satsang of Bhagavan that's going to happen in just a few minutes. Let us be the person responsible for giving this lifetime breakthrough opportunity to as many people to connect with the breakthrough satsang that we are all eagerly awaiting, which is going to happen any minute now. You're seeing in front of you on the screen the announcement of the satsang that's going to happen just now, the live satsang of Bhagavan. Kailasa's views and recommendations on post-COVID-19. We're all about to enter a fresh lease of life after the coronavirus, and there can't be a better subject than this to hear from Bhagavan. How to start off with the right foot this time, post-corona, and manifest abundance in our life. The straight truths from Kailasa on this topic from Bhagavan himself. Continue to share this live feed. Connect more and more people to Bhagavan. We will be seeing Bhagavan live in just a few minutes and receiving the breakthrough satsang on wealth. So as we're preparing ourselves for it, we have with us Manitya Kailasananda, our own sannyasi, who is going to share with all the viewers around the world her experience with Bhagavan's words on wealth and how she manifested wealth in her life and how she continues to manifest it in the lives of thousands around the world. She is a very popular sannyasi especially amongst the Chinese population. And she carries Bhagwan's words in her heart and lives it every moment. And she is one of the most inspiring sannyasis in the order today. Vanitha Kailasa Nithyanandamma.
Nithyanandam. Thank you, Mahapatika Swami. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my stories about wealth manifestation in this auspicious moment while everybody is waiting for Bhagwan's presence. So, being a sannyasi, actually, people might wonder what wealth manifestation do you do? Your life is not about wealth. Well, actually, it is about intense wealth manifestation. Before I took sannyas, the wealth I manifested, that story, maybe part of you have heard. I just briefly tell you what happened before I took sannyas. The first big amount of money that came to my life happened because I broke my karma pattern, because I broke my fear pattern. So this is actually what Swamiji has constantly been teaching us. Wealth manifestation is not about less about what you do from outside, but more about your inner space. So actually, that time I was an engineer. I started my company, and I had a normal life in a Western country, in Sweden. So it happened actually before I met Swamiji. That time I started to experience an intense spiritual awakening. A strong inner voice was constantly telling me, your life purpose is beyond what you are doing right now. Even if you are properly paid, you have a decent life according to the Western standard. I had an apartment, I had an engineer job, and I even run my entrepreneur, my own company. But the voice was telling, this is not really the ultimate. You have to pursue something better than this. So it was telling me that I should quit my job because I was not really enjoying it. The reason I was doing the job was because of the monthly income. I have a lot of outcome. I have to pay for the bank loan and to sustain my life. So the fear was constantly there, but the inner voice was becoming stronger and stronger. So a lot of support I had actually from the cosmos. I received so much messages and information. Once you open the space to receive that, actually you understand the cosmos has always been answering your prayers. So that time I experienced so many inspiring and very mystical experience speaking with the cosmos. And finally, I made up my mind to quit my job. What was funny was my boss was so scared. She even started to cry. She told me that you cannot quit the job. You don't have any income. I don't have any relatives in Sweden, and I don't have any bank savings. She was so worried I would end up miserably. She thought I went out of my mind. I knew I went out of my mind, but I reached a better, a more real space. So I was very calm, and I decided what I was doing was right. So actually, it was true. I thought I jumped out of the mountain. I was falling out of the cliff, but the day after the manifestation started, I was reminded by a friend, actually, you should move back to where you were. Because the only reason for you to be in the new place was the job. So now you don't have the job, you should move back. So that reminded me, actually, if I sell my current apartment and move back to the place where the income level was lower, I can actually, by selling and buying a new place, sustain my life decently. And the rest of the story was a legend. All my friends, they were not able to digest the fact I manifested a new perfect apartment within 3 days, and the contract signed after 3 hours. I saw the apartment. If you live in Sweden, you know how difficult the market is, and also you have to communicate with a bank, and they have to arrange the loan and everything. It takes months to do something like this. For some people, it even takes years. But for me, only 3 days. So it was the clear sign that the cosmos has already planned everything for me, just because I took the ferocious step. And nowadays I know it's exactly what Swamiji talked about. It's about Tyaga. It's about you willing to surrender yourself to the inner strength, to the cosmic fact that I am more worth than I thought the Maya can give me. And by that, I manifested so much money. I was showered. So even before I met Swamiji, I had the money to attend 2 of his programs. So immediately after that, Swamiji came to my life. So I attended IA and Mahasannidhanam and did a great trip in visiting all the really famous Hindu temples in India during 2 months' time. So that was right before I took Kavi. All those things happened. And being a sannyasi, as what you might be wondering, what is wealth for you as a sannyasi? Actually, it is more intense wealth manifestation, because we have no bonding with material anymore. So every day, from a cup of coffee to the clothes you wear, or even, and also for us brahmacharya sannyasis from abroad, we also have to go back to the country to deal with our visa and all those kind of things. And those are all actual happenings in our life. But it doesn't matter what it is. I didn't tell so many people. From the time I decided to take sannyas, I have decided to live the same standard as swamis, which means you really has you have decided not to have any bank account or belongings to you. So even if I have actually a bank account in Sweden, that was mostly because of the tax issue. There is some delay. I never touch anything in that bank account. I don't even know how much money I have left. I don't perceive that as my money. And so I feel so happy and lucky that all the spiritual practice is true. Swamiji has been taking care of me so nicely. I never spent a cent from my own, but everything I need, Swamiji gave constantly and instantly. And every time when I took the trip away from India to do my own visa and all those things, my life was even better than earlier. Whatever I needed was even better standard than I used to had. So it is, I feel so rich when it comes to material life. At the same time, being a sannyasi, now I've been in the Nithyananda Sangha Sampradaya for almost 3 years. I can tell how much transformation I experienced. Life for me used to be stress, anxiety, fear, greed, and chase for something that you don't even know what that means for you. But now, every second I feel my life being wealthy, being meaningful, significant. From inside, I enjoy every second of my life. So at the age of 35, I can declare no money can make me feel more wealthy, and no stress can make me feel more pressured. No burden can make me feel miserable. Nothing happens in life can make me feel less appreciating about life itself. So this is the ultimate wealth that Swamiji is giving to us by enriching our inner space, by making us becoming him, becoming Paramashiva. So with this inner space, what kind of wealth you are not able to manifest, isn't it? So at the end of this sharing, I really want to encourage all of us ferociously follow the cosmic law. Whatever you want to drop, you want to do Savabhati Tyaga, you want to give everything you have to Swamiji, this is your inner space. I know you are thinking about this. You should really do it. take the jump. I have done it many times, and life just shown me even better outcome, even better reality. And also, I want to encourage all of us who has the possibility to take Kavi, please do it immediately. This is the best lifestyle. You will experience the ultimate wealth, that is Paramashiva himself. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Kailasa, that was an amazing sharing from your side. And as we're now just poised to hear the breakthrough satsang from Swamiji, post-corona virus COVID-19, on this most wanted topic of wealth. Your sharing was so important, and I'm sure it made a lot of sense to a lot of people and gave them a lot of trust and confidence in the truths of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which is the cosmic laws itself, like you said, and hearing it directly from Paramashiva himself, the living incarnation, our beloved Bhagavan, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam. Life can't get better, and especially now as we're waiting to hear the breakthrough satsang, really life can't get better while we're inside our homes, waiting for a breakthrough in our life post-corona. All these truths are reaching us where we are through Bhagavan. And as we can see, the whole world is moving towards the cosmic laws, trying to touch base back with it, because somewhere life is teaching us now strongly that that is the only thing that's going to work. And Sanatana Hindu Dharma is all about the cosmic laws. It is the very law of the cosmos and enlightenment science itself. Therefore, harnessing it and understanding it through the living incarnation, Bhagavan, is the most ultimate fortune we're experiencing in our lives now. So as we move closer and closer to Bhagavan's live satsang, and we are preparing ourselves deeper and deeper for it, because it's very important to set a very deep context and come to a deep listening before Bhagavan opens up and starts talking to us. Therefore, the preparation is very important. Otherwise, just because of non-listening, the whole thing will just be of very little use to us. And therefore, preparing for the words of the great incarnations is as important. And now we have waiting to share with us Ma Nithyanandita on this very subject. We are talking about the topic of wealth and Bhagavan. Nithyanandam Ma.
Nithyanandam. Today talking about the wealth, especially now because of this coronavirus pandemic, so many countries, be it the GDP of the countries or be it how food, availability of employment, so many things are having a great downfall. There's a huge hit on economy, I would say, especially in countries like India, where billions of people and majority of them are so dependent already. There is so much of dependency, and especially there's so much of improvement that needs to happen economically. And in a progressive country like India also, we do have lots of problems, especially because of this coronavirus pandemic. And talking about this every day, when I read the news, when I read so many articles being published on how much the unemployment rate is increasing, and how many there are so many stock markets and so many issues that is happening. Billions of dollars are people are facing loss of worth of billions of dollars, and so many such news are making rounds everywhere. And after I read some of these articles, I just went back and I looked back into 20 years of Swamiji's contributions in the economy, the science of Hindu economy. And just one thing I can say, I might be too young to talk about economy. I might not have so much of exposure into politics or how exactly it happens. But this 20 years of Swamiji's contribution to Hinduism in terms of economy, in terms of reviving a strong, stable and sustainable economy, has proven successful just just in the right time, especially in this time where this coronavirus pandemic is happening, when people are struggling for their own food. It is only Sri Kailasa's Department of Health has successfully been able to feed thousands of people with free organic food happening every day. We have more than 1 billion free meals served to people, and it is still counting. It is only Swamiji who's been able to make this science, make the right economy, right science available to people at the right time. Be it under than all the pictures that we're all seeing now are our devotees, our sannyasis, our adinavasis, who are making this organic food available all around the world. When I say all around the world, not 1, not 2, not 3, 85 countries, more than 1,000 cities. Wherever you see a temple or a center of Sri Kailasa, we directly give food, feed so many people, eradicating their hunger, strengthening them, eradicating poverty. Sri Kailasa's Department of Health and Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Hunger-Free World has been proactively contributing into this one initiative of Annadan, Swamiji's vision of no hungry human being. Though one said Swamiji has been giving the signs of Nirahara Samyama and such ultimate deep spiritual truths, Swamiji very beautifully says, when it comes to the suffering of humanity, Swamiji has happened just to erase the suffering of humanity, just to give people the signs that can make humanity live peacefully, successfully, and a conflict-free life. And that is when Swamiji explained, wealth is not just money. Wealth is abundance in any aspect of life. We had so many devotees share. And in that aspect, Swamiji told, never should people suffer without food. Never should people feel that there is no food. Never should people starve. And having that as Swamiji's vision, till date, we are having thousands of people. What all of you are seeing now on the screen, cities like Tiruvannamalai, and so many cities in Tamil Nadu, so many cities in North India, and so many people, even across in many international countries. We have been doing continuous Annadan, serving people and eradicating poverty through food, which has been one of the prime aspects of Swamiji's initiative in eradicating poverty and hunger in the world. And similarly, in this same manner, Swamiji, through Sri Kailasa's Department of Commerce and Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Eradicating Poverty, has been conducting so many initiatives and programs where so many people who are not having a sustainable, stable economy, especially so many villagers from around the place who do not have a proper economy, who do not have a proper sustainable work to balance their life. Our just one monastery campus, the Sarvagnya Pita in Bidadi, Adi Kailaya Sarvagnya Pita in Bidadi, has been contributing to more than 8 villages from around its, which is in around its vicinity. It has not just in terms of Annadan. Swamiji had launched an initiative called Nithyananda Lakshmi, an initiative to eradicate poverty and eradicate the struggle amongst people. And Nithyananda Lakshmi launched, through Sri Kailasa's Department of Commerce, launched an initiative called Gramba Seva Yojana, where people from 8 villages around Bidadi were given this opportunity. Swamiji blessed all of them by giving free sewing machines for them to have work wherever for them to balance their own economy. And thousands of women and family are benefiting till date, be it their work or be it food, be it free medical services. Till date, so many of the villagers, thousands of them from around Bidadi, are benefiting from this initiative that Swamiji has launched. What all of us are seeing are glimpses of that program. Women were gifted sewing machines, and women were gifted the products, the herbal products with which they can make agarbattis. And what is even more amazing is all of these women, they were not just given these machines and things where they can start their own work. Swamiji himself made sure we brought their products and we gave them money, not just giving them the sewing kits and giving them the equipments to make agarbatti, etc. But we also made sure we brought from all of them who were working so that they had money, they had regular customers also. We can see so many people, so many women, so many families that still have our stable, sustainable ecosystem that Swamiji has created as one of the main resources for their food every day. I can go on talking about the contributions that Swamiji has done in the past 20 years. But it is time for a powerful satsang by Swamiji. And I have an important announcement before going on to the satsang. I know many of us were eager for the live Nitya Satsang, but unfortunately due to some technical glitch and some technical issues, we are having the satsang postponed to tomorrow, that is 16th of April, Indian Standard Time. So today we'll be having a powerful session, a powerful webinar that Swamiji has revealed on wealth. So let us all get ready to watch that, and please do stay tuned. Tomorrow there's a powerful webinar on wealth that is going to be revealed to all of us. Until then, let us understand the fundamental principles of wealth, a deeper understanding of the aspects of wealth that Swamiji has revealed. Let us all get ready for the Nithyananda Satsang. Please stay tuned to directly listen to it from Swamiji himself. Let us all get ready. Please sit straight. Let us chant the Mahavakya as we await to listen to the deeper insights on wealth. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Shri Mahants, Kotaris, everyone sitting with us all over the world in more than 100 centers in almost all time zone all over the planet Earth. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I request all of you to come to the space of listening, because the program is experiential. It is experiential, not just intellectual. I'm not going to give you some words. I'm going to transmit the experience. First, few basic truths of life. Please understand, you don't manifest your desire, you manifest your cognition. You don't manifest in your life your desires. You only manifest in your life what you believe, what you cognize, what you perceive as reality. Most of us say, oh, I really desire wealth. I desire happy life. I desire health. Then why are you not manifesting it? The science of manifestation. Very important sacred secret you need to know is, you do not manifest what you desire, but you manifest what you believe, what you cognize, what you perceive as reality. The gap between your beliefs and your desires. Listen carefully. I'll give you an example. Many of us say, I really desire wealth. But deep down you believe wealthy people are arrogant people, bad people. They do a lot of wrong things. If you believe wealthy people are arrogant, bad, wrong, they do many wrong things, they exploit others. If you have that belief, how are you going to manifest wealth in your life? Understand? Wealthy people are not bad. Those people who are bad, even if they don't have wealth, they will be bad with some other reason. They will be egoistic with some other reason. They will be exploiting with some other reason. I have seen people exploit their poverty. I have seen here in the ashram many times. The way they demand, if you don't attend to their demands even 1 inch, oh, because we are poor people, you don't attend to us. I have never seen a rich person demanding. I have seen billionaires coming here. I have never seen them demanding, because by the time you make billions, you are beaten by society so much, you are polished thoroughly. You know how to deal every situation. But I have always seen, to be egoistic, to be exploiting, to be demanding, it is not necessary you have to be wealthy. But you always have an idea. Wealthy people are egoistic, bad, demanding, exploiting, doing wrong things to others. Listen carefully. How many of you really believe wealthy people become egoistic, exploiting, demanding, and doing bad to others? Raise your hand. When you believe something, you will manifest only that. You don't manifest your desire. Your desire is very superficial. Your reality is made out of the stuff called your perception and cognition, belief system. Your reality is not made out of your desire. Your desire is not the material out of which your reality is made. Your perception is the material out of which your reality is made. If you desire wealth, but you believe, perceive, cognize wealthy people are bad, or wealth is too much responsibility, naturally you will not manifest wealth in your life. The gap between your desire and your perception is what I call mental patterns. Listen carefully. You desire wealth, but you believe it's almost impossible for you. Various reasons. The fight which goes on between your desire and your belief is mental patterns. That is mental patterns. Listen carefully. This whole 2-day program is all about wealth. I'll be helping you to complete many of your wrong perceptions, cognitions, believes about wealth consciously, experientially, I tell you, in the modern day, tons of researchers are proving one truth. I can give you at least 1,000 studies and researches. Anything you cognize, you create a certain energy field about your cognition. You attract situations, people, everything around you to make that cognition into reality. All you need is will persistence. Will persistence means not next 12 years sitting and doing meditation. No, I don't call that as a will persistence. Your decision, you are not going to give up your intention, is all I call will persistence. You can continue to be eating, sleeping, driving, doing your routine. You are not expected to sit under a tree and close your eyes and do something till your jata grows and penetrates the ground. No, I don't call that as a will persistence. Deciding not to give up on your intention is will persistence. I'll repeat this basic few principles because I'm using many new words, technical terms. Listen. You do not manifest your desire, you manifest your belief. You always desire health, but you strongly believe your dad had diabetes, you are going to have it. Understand? That's a difference between desire and belief. You desire health, but you believe strongly, oh, my father had diabetes, I think I'm almost there. Unfortunately, the science of manifestation is not what you desire, but what you believe. The science of manifestation is not what you desire, but what you believe, what you cognize, what you perceive. The gap between your desire and your perception, that is what I call mental patterns. It goes on affecting you. Understand? Your mental patterns goes on affecting you, but you always tell, I am too busy to repair myself. Okay? Sit in a broken car and go on be rotating the handle or pushing and pulling the gears, do whatever you want. You are not going to move 1 inch. And if somebody says, please, why don't you repair your broken car? You are not moving. No, I am too busy to repair. I can't get down now and repair because I am hurriedly going to some place. That is utter stupidity. Let's get down and repair. Let's get down and repair. If we are not moving, if we are stuck somewhere, let us not give reasons. Let us be really ferocious and clean it up. Let us be really ferocious and clean it up. Listen intensely. You also start cherishing from young age. Stress-free, relaxed life means poverty. Please understand, if you look in and see your visualizations about stress-free, relaxed life, it is always indirectly associated with poverty. You strongly believe carefree life means irresponsible, means no responsibility. And deep inside, you do believe poverty is good. You do believe poverty is good. Deep inside, unfortunately, the life negative religions put certain reverence and respect for poverty. One good thing I found throughout the Upanishads, not even in one place poverty is respected. That's the only reason, till British came, we were the largest economy. India need to know, poverty is because you gave up Vedic lifestyle, not because you lived Vedic lifestyle. Till Vedic lifestyle was with you, poverty was never near you. Because throughout the Upanishads, nowhere poverty is respected, worshipped, revered, even indirectly. Rishis were never poor, loaded with tons of powers. Kings come and bow down to rishis to learn the weapons and powers. Listen, unfortunately, the life negative religions have put a thought current that poverty is good, and kind of a reverence and respect for poverty. Charity and reverence for poverty, both are just to keep poor people suppressed and stopping them rebelling. It can be a good political strategy, but that is not a spiritual truth. You need to acid wash yourself about your beliefs and cognitions. I am not saying poor people are wrong, all that. All I am trying to tell you is, as long as you cherish reverence, respect for poverty, you will be only attracting that. As long as you cherish the idea the wealthy people are bad, arrogant, anything wrong, you will be only living in poverty. You will not manifest wealth. Understand, ultimately wealth is neither good nor bad. It is a resource available for you to do what you want. Wealth is not even just money or currency. Money is one wealth, currency is one wealth, the assets are one wealth, and being alive, active is one wealth. All this put together is wealth. It's not just currency, it's not just money, it's not just assets, it is being active also. All the four put together is wealth. Money, currency, assets, being active. Listen, wealth is neither bad nor good. It's an utility. It's an utility, that's all. If you want to have, manifest in your life. If you don't want to have, leave it. It is that simple. That is where the problem starts now. No. It's not that simple. I am trying to manifest for last 25 years. You are trying to, but you are not manifesting. Please understand. You may be having desire, but you don't have belief. That's the difference. Desire is different. Belief is different. Desire is different. Belief is different. You may be desiring to have wealth. You may not be believing it as your possibility. You may not be perceiving it as your possibility. You may not be cognizing it as your possibility. Understand? The first and foremost important step we need to do to create an energy field of attracting wealth. As I mentioned, there are tons of researches proving in the modern day, anything you cognize, you become energy field for it. and you attract situations, persons, knowledge, everything required to manifest that cognition into your reality. In these 2 days, I commit with you, I'll clean up all the mess inside you. The gap between your desire and your perception, that mental patterns, that's what I call mess. I'll clean up. That's one. Second, I'll create an energy field in you to attract wealth and manifest wealth. This too is only the goal of this 2 days program. And I commit with you, I'll do it. Whether you are in Bengaluru Adinam, physically in front of me, or all over the world, I'll do it. The first step we need to do, looking back, the gap between your desire and your cognitions. How you started perceiving wealth, money. How you started perceiving. I can tell you a small story. First time, how I was introduced to money and started interacting with money. I still remember my 3rd birthday. My father has given me a Ganesha who actually ate food. If you have read my biography, you would have read the incident. If you are interested, you can go to YouTube where I have narrated the whole story. I was given that Ganesha as a gift and I was so curious and busy with playing with the deity. And then in Indian village we have a habit, all the family elders will give coins on the birthday as a gift to the kids. So I was sitting and playing with my Ganesha and all the family elders came. I am supposed to bow down to them. It's a tradition. So I touch their feet and they will give money. A lot of money got collected. Must be some 70-80 rupees. In those days it's a big money, and for a kid it's a too big money. And it was too much of coins and notes, so my father helped me to pack the whole thing in a hand key. So I looked at him and asked, what should I do with this? He said, you can buy whatever you want. I said, I don't need anything. I only wanted this Ganesha. You already gave it to me. I don't need anything. He said, then you can give it to anybody you want. So I just called all my cousins, brothers, everyone was playing. I grew up in a large joint family. 27 of us grew up together. So it's almost like a one school, small school. So all of them are playing. I called in my loud voice, hey, anybody wants, come and take this money. I don't want it. So 4 or 5 kids were running and my elder brother ran fast and took the whole thing, whole hand key. My father told me to tell my elder brother to share everyone, to share with all. I said, I have decided I don't want. And I said, whoever wants, take it. So he took it. How can I interfere in this after that? It's up to him. I will not even interfere, giving any further instruction to how they should share or who should share and all that. I said I don't want. That's my first relationship with money. I still see very clearly that it's the same relationship. Still I don't touch money. I don't handle. Never felt the need. Anyhow, I am not saying this should be your pattern or this should be your... I am just giving you an example of how I started relating with. So now dig out how you started relating with money. That was actually my completion with money. I touched first time money only to give dana. Still I am doing the same thing. Still I touch money only to give dana. How you cognized money, wealth, what all your perceptions and beliefs and cognitions about money. Let's dig out. Let's get them out first. The moment you remember money, does it bring tremendous pain, suffering, impossibility, all that in you? What is the emotion or energy it invokes in you? So put your pen to paper and just keep writing whatever comes to your mind. If you feel tortured, irritated, the moment you think of money, whatever you think, money is difficult, money is impossible, money is, unless you cheat you can't get the money, even if you cheat it, somebody will cheat from you. So much goes on inside you about money. Your incompletions with money. Just spend few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions, mental patterns we have, perceptions, beliefs and cognitions we have about money. Listen, the first step we need to do now, cleaning up, completing these mental thought patterns, the incompletion patterns related to wealth, and stopping them from recurring. Please understand, biggest problem is when you do not recognize something as a pattern, it continues to exist in you and recur. Please understand. Recurring, for example, today you remember, yes, I have a lot of incompletions and patterns. Incompletion means, let me define. Your past sitting in your present, not letting you live your future is incompletion. It has no logic. Because you lost love of somebody, you decide never to love again. It has no logic. Tons of negative decisions, cognitions you make about life is incompletion. I'll give you one small example. 8-year-old kid is in the classroom. Teacher asks, who is the first Prime Minister of India? The kid jumps on the bench and shouts, Mahatma Gandhi. Naturally, the whole class laughs. Because Mahatma Gandhi is not, neither is Mahatma nor he is first Prime Minister. Okay, let's leave it. When the whole class laughs, she decides never to come in the front, jump up and be active. Even after 50 years, if she becomes a CEO of a company, in the team meeting, she will be telling her ideas to somebody else and somebody else will be presenting. Even if she is the head of the meeting, she will continue to suffer The decision she made at the age of 8. How many of you see this is happening even in your life in some form? That is what I call incompletion. Understand, there is a very powerful science by Sadashiva in Agama. Sadashiva is the first Guru, Adi Guru. He explains in Agama, of course, the moment I utter this word, many will have many questions. What? Sadashiva? He was supposed to be God. Was he Guru? He was supposed to be energy. Was he teaching? Let me be very clear. He is the pure consciousness beyond time and space, but he also assumed form within the time and space. The formless came in form many times and taught the great spiritual truths to the world. We should not even use the word was. Is the right word. He gives a beautiful science of completing with this incompletion patterns, known, unknown. Understand, if you know the reason for certain pattern, it is called known pattern. If you don't know, it is unknown pattern. Sometimes you will have a heaviness, suffocation, but you don't even know why. That is unknown pattern. Sometimes you know why you are going through what you are going through. That is known pattern. Known or unknown, you can complete. You can be out of it. It is possible. It is possible. I'll explain this science of completion. Understand, this one technique can help you whether you want to get rid of your headache or your whole ignorance and get into enlightenment. Whether you want as simple as healing your headache or as complicated as enlightenment. Anything, this one technique can give you. This one technique, it is a complete end-to-end, alpha to omega. It's from Sadashiva directly. In the Agama, 94th verse, 22nd technique. The chapter is called Shivajnanopanishad and also called as Vijnana Bhairava. Chittat yanta kritir nasti mamantar bhavayet iti vigalpanam abhavena vigalpair uchito bhavet. You don't have to remember. I am uttering every time so that I will remember. That's all. No, it is just to keep the purity of the teaching. I want all of you to know, whatever I am sharing with you is my personal enlightenment experience, which is in tune with the earlier master's experience. My apta pramana, my atma pramana in tune with the apta pramana, means the earlier masters. The Shastra Pramana. Only that can become your Sakshi Pramana. Never learn from a person who does not have Atma Pramana, enlightenment. He will be only Pandit, repeating. Same way, never learn from a person who claims yes, enlightenment, but does not keep his experience in tune with the Shastra Pramana and shares with you. It's always dangerous. Maybe it must have been good for him, but we don't know whether it is good for all of you. The Atma Pramana should always be acid washed with Apta Pramana, Shastra Pramana. Only that can become Sakshi Pramana, experiential reality for you. Never learn from anybody who has only knowledge, not experience. Same way, never learn from somebody who claims having only experience and does not connect, purify, make it in tune with the Shastra and presents it to you. There is always a danger. If you don't bother about the Shastra Pramana, you may be having kakka biryani. Be careful. Listen. To keep the purity of the teachings, I keep the original Sanskrit verses. I'll give you the translation now. Consciously feel within the mind stuff of past memories of incompletion with its activities as mind, intellect and ego not existing in me. By contemplating this way in your inner space, disidentify from the past impressions and memories of completion. Put your active attention at the space of past happening. Relive these imagined impressions and memories of incompletion. Then the mind stop having fully ceased from its present characteristics of forming thought patterns and cognitions is complete. Thus you become complete and achieve the original space of complete completion. Listen. Now I will explain. I have read out the translation. I will explain what to do. Now you wrote many of the patterns, incompletions, thought currents you are having about money, ideas, cognitions you developed about money from the young age. Do only one thing. Just go back to that same age when the incidents happened in you, the cognition started building in you, the beliefs started building in you, the idea started building in you, the perception started building in you. Relive the same situation. I am not asking you just remember. Remembering means, for example, something happened at the age of 7 which is still hurting you about money. You asked 1 rupee from your uncle and he did not give, but he gave it to his son. It's still sitting and hurting. If now you are 47, this happened 7. You being 47-year-old person and remembering what happened at the age of 7 is remembering. Forget you are 47, forget who you are now. You may be having millions. Just become that 7-year-old who asked and did not receive. For you that 1 rupee must have been almost life. I have seen people, they develop even wheezing when they were not given as simple as a chocolate or an ice cream by their friend or family or brother. I have seen. Because for a child, it may be life. Just go back, forget who you are now. Become that person. When that incident happened, relive. Just see what has happened at that time. You will see many of the unknown, suppressed emotions will break. And I tell you, many diseases will be healed. I have seen people walking out of tumors, cancers, asthma, wheezing, just by completion. Because many of your diseases have their roots in some of the incompletions of the past. When you relive, many pain parts in you breaks. Pain bodies collapse. The pain patterns melt down, which completes many other issues which you don't even remember. I have seen when people do completion, to complete the wealth-related incompletions, suddenly they get into health, because the same incompletions which created wealth issues only were creating health issues. When they melt down, people become free even from both. Listen carefully. I'll repeat once more. Now you would have written so many patterns, incompletions, thought currents, ideas, cognitions. Take few minutes. Go back to each incident, each pain, each hurting. Relive. 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 Don't justify what happened. Don't try to console yourself. No consolation will work. No justification will work. Neither help others nor try to help yourself. Just relive. I've seen when somebody has tears, others try to console. No, relax. You are not more compassionate than me. Let me do that job. You don't interfere in my job. Let you just go through. Even you don't try to console yourself. That is not going to work. If something has to break inside, let it break. It's okay. When you relive, the powerlessness, incompletion, loses power over you. I'll guide you step by step. And I commit with you, I'll lead you all to completion. And I know how to awaken, trigger the incompletions in you and break them. Help you to relive and relieve. I am supporting all of you. Have courage. Let's clean up. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all of you for the second day sessions. First, I wanted to answer your questions. Listen, I'll give priority to all the questions related to the sacred truths, sacred secrets I was explaining yesterday. I'll give you the gist again in few minutes. First thing, you do not manifest what you desire, but you manifest what you believe. You manifest what you perceive. You manifest what you cognize. If you cognize struggle as you, if you believe you as a struggle, you will manifest only that. If you believe, if you cognize, if you perceive you as the ups and downs, you will manifest only that in your life. So the first basic truth. So if you perceive yourself as a struggle, you will manifest only that. And you desire health, wealth, joy, completion, enlightenment, stress-free, beautiful, blissful, content life, but you perceive you are not qualified for that, or that is not going to happen for you. You are not capable of taking responsibility for that. Unfortunately, you manifest what you perceive, not what you desire. Unfortunately, you manifest what you believe, not what you desire. Now, this gap, struggle, is what I call incompletions, mental patterns. When the completion starts happening, your perception, your beliefs become your desires. Your desire and your beliefs becoming one is what I call completion. Then simply you start manifesting. What do you want to manifest? Listen. I am revealing one of the important sacred, secret, cosmic truth. Upanishad says, if you reveal the divine secrets to unqualified people, your head will burst. First, when I read that, I thought, oh, this is just to frighten us. Actual problem in your life towards enlightenment, higher consciousness, or to achieve anything you want to achieve, to realize your intention to be. If you have missed today morning LSP, I recommend and request all of you to see today morning the Living Shuddhadvaita process. It's freely available. Please watch. Listen, that will really help you. That's like a complimentary session to this whole Secrets of Attracting Wealth program. I'll give you the essence. Listen carefully. Whatever you want to be, enlightened, healthy, wealthy, whatever, the actual work you need to do is on your fears. Actual work you need to do is on your fears. You are working on many wrong things. You think you need to work on your desires. You think you need to work on your energy. You think you need to work on your activism. You need to work on your intelligence. No. I am telling you, intelligence is not information. It is ability to handle information. That comes only when you crack down your fears. In the path of enlightenment, if fear is a wall, desire is just a small rope hanging between two poles. Guilt may be a small one thani bush in one corner, which you may not even need to attend. Many things which you may not even need to face, you go on wasting your time on it, working on it. Actually, what you need to face, you need to crack down on your fear. That is the most important wall you need to break. Even here, the secrets of attracting wealth, the most important thing you need to break is your fear. You need to crack is your fear. It's for the courageous. Actually, I see, from my own experience, I tell you, wealth worships the feet of courageous people. End of the whole secret. You may think, looks too plain, too bland. Internalize your inner space. Internalize this truth. Use this truth as a weapon to beat yourself down. Understand? If you beat yourself with the truth, you will never collapse. You will raise up. Wrong part of you will be broken, destroyed. Not the right part. If you beat yourself with lies and luxuries, you will unnecessarily not only create powerlessness, you will be growing in wrong direction. Drill yourself with this one truth. Actually, you need to work on fear. Listen. Please come to the space of listening. Listen. I told you the purpose of this program is two things. One, to clean up the incompletions, patterns you carry about wealth, and create a right space, a powerful magnetic energy center in you to attract wealth, situations supporting you to create wealth, people supporting you to create wealth, making you like a magnetic energy center for manifesting the wealth the way you want. Listen. I have done only first step yesterday. Today I will do the second step now. It's not magic, some mantra, some jatu, no. It's a clear science. Anything you decide as your perception, belief, cognition, intention, life, you become magnetic energy center for that. That is why the psychiatrists are the most, that is the profession where more number of people become mad. No, really. Psychiatrists are the profession where the maximum number of people become mad. You don't know. It's a statistics actually. They need this punishment because these fellows make everyone believe they are mad. No, recently the stupid fellows, this whole psychiatry association has gone crazy. They declare every human emotion as a disorder. Now just to bring whole world under their umbrella as their passions, they make everyone believe their passions. And finally they become sick, mad. Really. Listen. Because anything you intend, you become energy center for it. You become magnetic energy center for it. Now, consciously decide what do you want to manifest in next 3 months in your wealth field. Please understand. Now I am going to awaken your Kundalini Shakti and concentratedly make it flow in the direction of your wealth. I'll make your intention now as an energy field for you. Next 3 months, don't even plan for some 30 years, no. Next 3 months, what do you want to do? Don't even plan with your abilities. Here, just your abilities are not going to be working. my abilities are also going to support you. So don't have the restriction based on your ability. You write clearly what is your intention, what is it you want to manifest in next 3 months in the field of wealth. Whatever you think as wealth, sometime you may think more than money, currency, some person as a wealth for your life, or some situation as wealth for your life, or some being active, or whatever you consider as your wealth. Sometimes people feel even extraordinary powers as your wealth. Whatever you consider as your wealth, you want to manifest, attract in the next 3 months, please spend down. Decide very consciously, because I am going to stream your Kundalini energy into this thought current, into your intention. So it will become reality. Please do not take it light. I bless you all. Let your desire become intention and reality. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. Bless you all. Let you all open all your 3 eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasannidhanam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda.
Manifestation. How we can manifest wealth? The potential that is already in us. Due to some incompletion, some ideas that we have about wealth, about money, about people who have money, or friends, family who maybe have been rich, and some wrong ideas that we have created about them or the money, we distanced ourselves from wealth. And how to complete it? Such a beautiful knowledge, just the knowledge itself brings so much of completion inside us, and the relationship with wealth that we have in life, when this is completed, we start manifesting. This is a beautiful process, understanding, but how do we manifest it? We need to look in. How can we do that? What is this completion process? Who will help me to look in? I'm sure many questions we get as we watch Swamiji. And is this completion process easy? How do I look in? How do I find the pattern? There are so many incidents that happen in life. There are so many more questions we have. And it is not just the matter about wealth, right? Today in Paramashivam, the program which has been happening every day, every single day, Swamiji helps us to look into various dimensions of us. And today, the deity that is associated with, where every day they get the darshan of different deity, different bhava of different deity, today they are getting the darshan of Lord Venkateshwara. And as we all know, Lord Venkateshwara is associated with abundance of wealth. And not only that, we get the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara to manifest as we go through this beautiful sessions today in completing with any incompletions we have about wealth and manifesting it. So the answer is simple. How you can manifest wealth? Simply register to Paramashivam level 2. That is happening day and night. And this is like the second batch. Almost we have like only 5 or 6 more days left. But don't worry, the next batch is starting soon on April 20th, where you can become a part, and not only the dimension of wealth, whether it is relationship, whether it is health, whether it is fear, whether it is anxiety, you name it. Dimensions, various dimensions of us, because of some wrong incompletion or some wrong ideas, we create limitations and so on, which actually is not okay, because these are the things, these are the ideas which even separate us from our own highest self, which is Paramashiva. Swamiji, Paramashiva himself, does take us through these different processes every single day to complete with all the limited cognitions that we have about ourselves. And with the dikshas that he gives us, we realize who we truly are, experiencing the being of Paramashiva. Today, I just want to share one experience of Ma Pushkalananda, where she experienced the completion with the wealth dimension and how she started manifesting wealth. Let us watch Ma Pushkalananda sharing.
Hey, greetings everyone. Welcome back. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Today is a very important subject and I'm very excited about sharing it with you all. So today what I want to talk about is how I had a breakthrough in my wealth. Okay, so it's such a powerful breakthrough actually which I had because there were many times in my life when I was having challenges in wanting to or desiring to manifest money and it was not happening for me. So I'm going to share my experience on how I had a breakthrough in money, in my wealth dimension, and also how you can apply the same science and have a breakthrough in your wealth also. Okay, so like I mentioned, like many others, I desired to have more money. I wanted to manifest money. So what I did was I started to study law of attraction at first, right? So what I did was from the context of law of attraction, I started to use many of his tools. I started to use many of his different methods like positive words, positive visualization, positive affirmation, positive outcomes, positive so forth. Okay, so there was many different tools and methods which I applied. Now, as far as the results, it was never permanent, meaning that I was still not getting a breakthrough in my wealth. It just wasn't happening in a big way where I can feel that, yes, I have a breakthrough in life with money or with wealth. And it was never permanent. So then, I was seeking, and then I heard actually my guru, Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami. I heard Swamiji say once that he explained the Vedic science of wealth. And he said so beautifully, I remember him telling, he said so beautifully, he says, wealth is not outside of you. Wealth is extension of you. He says, the ideas you have about you and the ideas you have about life, that is the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about life. That itself determines if you're going to have money or wealth around you or not. So immediately that sparked my curiosity. What does that mean exactly? My ideas about me and my ideas about my life. How do I feel about this? So, immediately I did a process called the completion process with Swamiji. So this completion process, it is it's actually a process of, it's a science rather of completion, and it is taken from the Vedic scripture. It's called the Agamas. So it is a thousands of year old technique which Swamiji shared with us. So during this process, I had such a big breakthrough. Actually, it was such a surprising to me, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I realized that indeed what he said, what he spoke of, after going through the completion process itself, I realized that my memories about money, my feelings about money was basically ruling my relationship with money in my reality in the now. So the moment I went through the completion process and the moment I completed that with that understanding of all the thoughts, all the cognitions that I have about money, the memories, the past memories, the beliefs I had about money, the beliefs I had about myself, about life in the past, how it was playing a major role with me attracting money in the now. So once I had that breakthrough, I was experiencing so much abundance in life. It was like an immediate breakthrough. After that, it was just like, because my very idea about wealth changed, because my very belief system about what I was holding myself, how I was perceiving myself, and how I was perceiving my relationship with money or my relationship with wealth, because that itself was shifted. So what I mean by that actually is, when I was not able to, or when I was cognizing I'm not able to manifest money in my life, there was a cognition. So there was a thought process that was happening as an underline during that time, which was binding me. It was holding me back. It was the emotions related to that thought trend, or the feelings, or even the belief that I have. For example, many times it's just too hard. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. How come it's happening for everyone else? Why isn't it happening for me? So there was many different thought currents that was related to my relationship with money. Now, when I did the completion process so beautifully, I was able to identify, oh gosh, this is all the belief system that was rooted into me from my past memories. So my emotions that was related to myself and about money, the ideas I was holding on to, were the same ideas that were binding me now. And these are the same ideas that were holding me back from a very long time in the past. So once I went through the completion process, I was able to not only identify but complete with it. So it is an absolutely powerful completion process and a technique which everyone should try. So I would recommend it if you guys are interested and you want to also get a breakthrough in your life with money or with patterns of wealth. Definitely be sure to check out the link in the description below. There is actually a course on completion which you yourself can take. And now for furthermore, if you're interested in identifying the knots in your life, the blockages related with fear, anger, depression, frustration, even relationship problems. So if you're interested in getting the understanding, because see, completion can be done from the context of completion. It is the same in relationship with ourselves, with others in life, and every other dimension, such as our health, wealth, and relationships.
Pushkalanda's voice when she shares about her completion with wealth. If you would also would like to have that same level of completion or even more with wealth and see what is this, I'm sure that every possible questions that she was listing, you probably would feel like, okay, why is it working for others? Why not for me? Or how can I manifest? Why am I stuck with this job or no job, or whatever scenario you are in? If you are feeling like, I would like to have that kind of completion with wealth, that kind of relationship with wealth, and not only in wealth, in every possible dimension of life, then the solution is right here. Paramashivoham, level 2. The greatest gift that Paramashiva is going on showering on planet Earth. And this program, as I said, the next batch is starting on April 20th in two different time zones. In US time zone and India time zone, you can register and participate. So do not miss this great opportunity. Every time, there's always in life, there can be good things, there can be bad things, both happening simultaneously. It is our choice, our decision that we make, which we pick, which we choose, and based on that, we decide whether we want to suffer or whether we want to excel, whether we want to be successful. Paramashiva provides both in front of us. It is the choice that we make that decides our life. So make the bestest choice there is Paramashivoham Level 2. Register yourself at paramashivoham.org/level 2. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.